So this is the front butterfly brace on the NB. Not sure if it was an option or not. Anyway, it came on mine. This is the rear with the slotted holes for easy mounting. I'll flip it over so you can see the other side. So that's the front, the rear. Now it comes with 6 mounting points. At the front it uses M12 1.25mm thread, and that's 17mm across the flat. And on the rear 4 it uses these flanged nuts. They're also 17mm across the flat. Now, the clever thing is, this is 100 Newton meters torque, and without checking the book, I just went and tightened these. Also, same tool in my hand, but these are only supposed to be tightened to 40. So you can guess what happened. Before this is trusting the torque wrench. I never normally do that. I do it by hand. By hand I would normally never strip. Now, the problem here is these are spot welded on. Now I've got a choice. Do I cut it all off? Do I drill the pops out, the spot welds out, and blah 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 welding? I don't have a MIG welder. I'm not very good with TIG, and I'm out of argon anyway. And you can see I've ruined the thread on that. That doesn't hold very well at all. If I do it up tight, it just pulls off the thread. So this is how I did it. I basically cut that off with an angle grinder till it's flat, drilled through, and I tapped inside with the same thread, M12 1.25, right away through. Now I checked, I had to take the seats out, get the carpet out of the way, but there's nothing on the other side. And what I'm going to do, well, what I have done is I screw a high tensile bolt. In this case I just used a cap head like that. Yeah, obviously better if it's plated, stainless, whatever. Stainless isn't probably so good for tensile, but at least it doesn't rust. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I might copper plate it or something like that. But anyway, there's one that's poked through from the top. Now, the thing about it is, because I threaded here, M10, it's actually not going to turn. I could actually Loctite that. It'll stop it corroding, and it captures it enough that I can spin a nut on from the bottom without having to take my seat out and grab the top, or spot weld the nut, spot weld the head of the bolt inside, you know, with a dab of MIG or whatever, which I don't have. So there's another one that's stripped. I'm going to do all 4, and then this is replaceable now. I can, you know, screw it up again if I want, and just put a new one in. So that's how I tackled the problem. So the first step is to cut off the old one flush. Stick the gear on. Have to be careful of these lines, don't cut them. They're fuel lines, you'll have a happy day if you do that. And I've got sweat in my eyes. It is so hot here at the moment. I've got stinging sweat in my eyes. It's horrible when you're halfway through doing something and it runs in your eyes. Okay. Clean So let's have a look at that. That's the one I just did. Next, centre punch and pilot drill, and then final drill. It never seems to punch it in the centre, by the way. Pilot drill, about 5mm. It's currently 32 in my workshop, and I got the fan switched off because it'll play havoc with the microphone. So I'm going to melt when I'm doing this. Right. It's going in the centre. This one. It's important to be centred because when you drill the big hole, it will be very close to the threads. Of the old one. Now, I assumed that the back end, the head of the original fastener is quite big and it's being welded. So that's what I'm drilling and tapping into, not the length of the original fastener. You notice there was a double push. That's the floor skin a little bit further up. Right, that's the pilot drilled. Now, for 10mm 1.25, it says you should be drilling 8.8mm. To make my life easy, I'm drilling 9. I don't need it to be very strong, just hold that bolt in place while I'm pulling a nut on the bottom. So here we go. Okay, this one's a bit nasty actually. Probably not the best drill bit for the job, but it did the job in the end. Now, I think this one's hard work too, because I can't put a long swing on it. I have to use this little dumpy thing, which is hard work. I've got a little bit of molly lube on the threads to tap to try and give me as much ease as possible getting in there. it's important to push on both sides equally of these handles, otherwise you break the tap. Get rid of the swarf. I know you're supposed to back off every quarter turn kind of idea. If I did that, I lose the initial tap threads. Now, I've gone in as far as I can, backed off, and I'll put some new mono lube. It's re-lubed. Now we'll go for the final thread. I found with the other ones I can just go straight through, but I've got to make sure I go through the skin of the floor too and put a thread on that. So I've got to go further in than I expect. Taking it out now. It's upside down. This thing just wants to fall off the end of the tap. So I've got to make sure I hold it on. Another one. Put it down. Right in front of me, once. Okay. Let's just check the threads are okay. Obviously, I'll be coming from the top down. There we go. So I can come from the top down, tighten that up, and that will stay put. That's how I've been doing it. Okay. Fun with cars. There we go. Well, maybe, I'm sure some other people have done, but they probably have better workshop equipment, or they just give it to somebody else to do. Who's got the stuff? Anyway, done.